I have two churches. I'm pastor of Cottage Chapel Church in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and Emmanuel Owensboro Church in Owensboro, Kentucky. And my desire for the church, well, if you look at the mission statement of Cottage Chapel, is to reach, grow, and equip. We want to reach people with the gospel. We want to equip them to prepare to take the gospel to the rest of the world. We want to grow them. And that's something I think a lot of pastors share, that same desire to reach their community, to grow their community, and equip their community to share the gospel. So that's my passion for the gospel and where I'm pastoring. It's funny you asked that question. When I was installed in the church, it's the typical setup in most churches, typical I'm a communication guy. And you notice from week to week, somebody will stand up front and read the announcements, or they'll print them on the bulletin. But by the time Sabbath evening or Sunday morning comes around, nobody can find the bulletin. Nobody knows what the announcements are. So I was big on starting to use Twitter. I have a Twitter account and Facebook, and using social media, because most of my church members are on their phones or on their internet. And I said, let's reach people where they are. And most times during the week, you're not going to be engaged with the church bulletin. But most of the time during the week, you're engaged with social media. So I had a desire, a burden to reach people using technologies that they frequent every single day. I think Jesus would have used the technology in a couple ways. One, I think because we see Jesus working primarily with his group of 12. He taught crowds and he healed and he walked through cities and really impacted a lot of people. But he concentrated, he put a lot of his leadership training in his 12. So I think Jesus would have really used technology to train his core leaders, to give them the tools. I think of the story when Jesus sent them out 70, 2 by 2. I can imagine, hypothetically, if I could use my imagination, them being in the field and asking Jesus a question and having Jesus on Skype or on Google Hangout and saying, okay, this is how I would do the situation as I were you, if I was you, if I were you. So I think he would use it primarily in training his core leaders, but also because he was impacting so many people, he would make sure that the gospel was broadcast as far and as wide as it possibly could be broadcast. Well, and Joel and Jason and the team at Symbiota, I called them. I can't remember how I got their information. I don't know if I was on Twitter or something and saw the things that they were doing in terms of church media communications and technology. And I called Joel. I sat down, we sat on via Google Hangout. We had a conversation and I shared with him my vision for the church and some of the things that we're trying to do. And he shared with me the goals of Symbiota and some of the technology and resources that they're using. So we signed up for 3 things from them. We signed up for a text messaging plan. We signed up for a website. We had the traditional templated website that our denomination provides. And I said, no, we're going to totally restructure that. And then we signed up for a mobile website. So we're building on all those technologies now simultaneously. Well, I was trying to sell it. You get a committee or a board and you try to sell them the idea of spending X number of dollars on technology. And a lot of people were saying, well, will people actually use it? And the thing that I really pushed, I was really interested in the mobile website and the new website overhaul, but I sold it to my church because I explained to them, now we have a tool that no matter where you are, as long as you have your phone, you don't have to worry about finding your bulletin. You don't have to worry for your church latecomers. You don't have to worry about getting to church on time to hear the announcements. If something happens in the middle of the week, we have a change of venue, a change of service time, we can instantly get the message out via text message. And I love that. Now I have ministry leaders in my church saying, okay, Pastor, I want to advertise this particular aspect of ministry. We have children's choir rehearsal, or we have an AY, and everybody responds. We noticed once we started using the cross-market system, actually an increase in our prayer meeting attendance, because I would send out a message on Tuesday or on Wednesday morning saying prayer meeting is at this time, and it would cross-post to Twitter and it cross-post to Facebook, and our attendance increased because people were getting it right. Even if you don't unlock your phone or open your phone, we all get text messages. The message shows up right there. You know it's from the church and you have the gist of the message, and it catches people right where they are.